When your dog puts their paw on you, do you actually know what they are asking for? Most people think it is sweet. A few think it is just a habit. But here is what almost no one realizes. Your dog is saying something incredibly specific in that moment. Something they have been trying to communicate with you for a long time. And the way you respond or fail to respond without even knowing it is either deepening the bond between you or quietly teaching them to stop trying. By the end of this video, you will never look at that paw the same way again. And stay until the end, because there is one version of this behavior that has nothing to do with wanting attention or food. It is the rarest thing a dog can say to you, and most owners never recognize it when it is happening. Your dog has a lot of ways to get your attention. They can bark, they can whine, they can jump up, pace, nudge you with their nose, or simply stare at you from across the room until you feel it. They chose the paw. That is not random. That is not habit. That is a deliberate choice. Animal behaviorists who study canine communication note that the paw touch is one of the most intentional signals a dog can offer. It is quiet. It is controlled. It requires restraint. And dogs who use it regularly have made a calculation about you specifically. They have decided that you are worth the gentler approach, that you are someone who listens, that they do not need to escalate to get through to you. Think about that. Out of every loud, impossible to ignore tool your dog has, they picked the softest one, because they trust you to notice. And what they are trusting you to notice changes completely depending on where that paw lands. We will get to that in a moment. Here is what most owners never think to notice. Your dog is not just putting their paw on you. They are putting it somewhere specific. And that location is not random. It carries a meaning entirely its own. When the paw lands on your arm or your hand, this is their most common ask. Direct but gentle. Something they need right now. Your attention. Your reassurance, a signal that you see them. It is the quietest version of "excuse me" that a dog knows how to give. When they press their paw against your leg, something different is happening. Dogs do this most often during uncertain moments. A thunderstorm, a new face in the house, a tension in the room they cannot name but absolutely feel. They are not asking for anything. They are steadying themselves through you. Your presence is literally regulating their nervous system. The chest, that is rarer. And it means something deeper. Research on dogs in close human bonds shows that calm physical contact can synchronize a dog's heart rate with their owners. When your dog rests their paw on your chest, they may be doing something entirely instinctive. Finding your rhythm. Using the steadiness of your heartbeat to find their own calm. And then there is the face. If your dog has ever placed their paw on your face, that is the most significant placement of all. Your face is where everything lives. Your eyes, your breath, every expression they have ever learned to read about you. A dog who touches your face has decided there is no part of you they need to be cautious around. None. The lightest touch, a single paw barely resting against your skin with no weight behind it, is sometimes the loudest thing your dog will ever say to you. You just have to know how to listen. Here is something that will change the way you feel the next time that paw lands on you. That gesture did not start with you. It started before your dog could even open their eyes. Newborn puppies are completely helpless. They cannot see. They cannot hear. They navigate their entire world through touch, warmth, and scent. And one of the very first things they learn to do, the first physical action wired into their brain, is press their paws against their mother while nursing. That pressing motion does two things at once. It stimulates milk flow, and it creates a feeling that gets wired into the brain so deeply, it never fully leaves. Your dog outgrew the need for milk a long time ago. They never outgrew the emotional association that came with it. When your adult dog places their paw on you, especially in a quiet moment with no obvious request attached, they are running that same ancient program. Their nervous system is reaching back to the very first thing it ever learned about comfort. And you have become what their mother once was. The signal that says, I am home. I am safe. I can breathe now. But there is one version of this behavior that most owners completely misread as something negative. And when they respond the wrong way, their dog notices. We will get to that next. Your dog is not just touching you when that paw lands. Sometimes they are responding to something you have not even processed yet. A 2018 study published in Animal Cognition found that dogs show measurable stress-related behavior: yawning, looking away, lowered body posture, when their owners are under emotional stress, even when the owner shows no outward behavioral change. The dogs were picking up microsignals their owners were completely unaware of. Beyond scent and sound, dogs are extraordinary readers of microsignals. The subtle shift in your posture before you stand. The change in your breathing pattern before you speak. The tension in your jaw before you have even decided how you feel. Research consistently shows dogs read human body language more accurately than any other animal, including our closest primate relatives. So when your dog puts their paw on you during a quiet evening when nothing seems wrong, consider the possibility that something was different about you. Something small. Something you had not noticed yet. They noticed. They cannot ask if you are okay. They have no words for what they detected. They have exactly one way to reach across that gap, and they use it. Your dog is not always asking for something when that paw lands. Sometimes they are offering something. This is the behavior I mentioned at the very beginning. The one most owners completely misread. Your dog places their paw on you gently. You are busy, distracted, not fully present. You do not respond. So they try again a little more insistently. A second time. The third. The pawing becomes more persistent, almost frantic. And many owners at that point do the same thing. They push the paw away. They say, stop it. They read the escalation as demanding behavior, their dog being pushy or annoying. Here is what is actually happening. Your dog tried the quiet way first, the gentle, low-pressure version of reaching out. And it did not land. So they tried harder. Not because they are being difficult, because the message still needs to get through. And they have not given up on you yet. Animal behaviorists note that escalating paw behavior almost always signals one of three things. Physical discomfort they need you to notice, emotional distress that is building, or they have sensed something about you that concerns them, and they are trying harder because you still have not responded. The dog who paws at you most insistently is not the most demanding dog in the world. They are the most desperate to be understood. So the next time the pawing escalates, pause. Put down what you are doing. Make eye contact. Give them 10 full seconds of actual presence. What they are trying to say will almost always become clear on its own. This is what I mentioned at the very beginning. Most of what we have talked about involves your dog using their paw to say something. A need, a feeling, a response to you. There is intention behind it, a message being sent. But there is one version that is completely different. When a dog places their paw on you and holds it there, completely still, no tension in their body, no restlessness, no request being made. Just a paw resting against you with nothing attached to it. That gesture has a meaning most owners never fully understand. Here is what makes it significant. Dogs are built for readiness. Every instinct in their body is oriented toward being able to move, to react, to run, to respond. For paws on the ground means they are prepared for anything. It is not a posture of comfort, it is a posture of capability. When your dog lifts one paw and rests it on you, they have voluntarily reduced their own readiness. They have made themselves slightly less able to react, slightly less prepared for whatever might come next. They did that on purpose. In the wild, this would be a real risk. An animal caught off guard with compromised footing is an animal in danger. Every part of their survival wiring knows this. And your dog set that wiring aside. Not because they forgot. Not because they got comfortable and stopped paying attention. But because in that moment, with that paw resting against you, their nervous system made a decision that overrode thousands of years of instinct. I do not need to be ready. Not here. Not with this person. Not every dog gets to a place with a person where it feels safe enough to happen. That still, quiet, weightless paw resting against you with no agenda attached. That is your dog's most honest sentence. It means, you are the place where I do not have to be afraid anymore. I said at the beginning that the way you respond to that paw is either deepening the bond between you or quietly teaching your dog to stop trying. Now you know what they are actually saying. You know the difference between a paw that is asking and a paw that is offering. Between an escalation that looks like demanding and a message that simply did not land the first time. Between a touch with a request behind it and a touch with nothing behind it at all except trust. So next time that paw lands on you, stop for a second. Do not just pat them and move on. Stay in it for a moment. Make eye contact. Let them know the message landed. Because your dog is not just touching you. They are talking to you in the only language they have. And the more you listen, the more they will. If this gave you a new way of seeing your dog, share it with someone who has a dog they love. They deserve to know this too. And if you want to keep understanding your dog the way they actually deserve to be understood, subscribe. That is exactly what this channel is for.